Hey folks, whether or not you are personally religious or believe in a higher order to our universe, one inescapable fact of human existence is that men and women were made for each other. We have been partially blinded to the reality of this need by modernity's technological convenience and the divisive and destructive ideologies which have arisen from it. But I think that when people are lying awake in their beds at night, confronted by nothing but silence and their own thoughts, I believe that deep down, most of them understand that living alone is not the optimal mode for human beings. Previously, I spoke on the inherent contradictions within the ideology of feminism. But I'm sad to say that the male-centric reaction to it is no more healthy or well-adjusted. You can think of this reaction in two main ways. Firstly, you have the red pill pickup artist alpha male community, which essentially teaches men to assume the 14-year-old boy's conception of what femininity is, and to treat women as nothing more than objects or temporary hedonistic pleasure, not worthy of love or long-term commitment. And then you have another movement called MGTOW. MGTOW is an initialism of the phrase men going their own way, which essentially takes the view that women are dangerous to a man's safety, livelihood, and sometimes his very existence. Neither of these movements, in my opinion anyway, are practical, useful, or likely to solve the social problems that we face in today's world. I think that one of the most crucial elements of the interplay between masculine and feminine dynamics is that we provide a sense of balance to one another. On average, men are more predisposed to direct competition, logical problem solving, and rationality, which is an excellent strategy for long-term survival, particularly if you're the one whose job it is to make sure that your family survives. However, an excess of rationality can leave one cold, lonely, and unfulfilled. By contrast, women are the ones who tend to be more emotional and focused on aesthetic sensibilities. This is great for raising children, being nurturing, and acting as a primary caregiver. However, if one is guided solely by subjective emotion without rationality to balance it out, it generally leads to chaos and self-destruction. And so that is fundamentally why men and women need one another. One of the reasons there is so much existential suffering and angst in our world today is that I believe we are slipping further and further out of this balance because progressive ideas, most of which are very new on a historical timescale, are obsessed with throwing out traditions and principles which have kept our species alive for generations. The final thing I want to say about this is that while vulnerability is scary and can, in many instances, be dangerous, the solution is not to close yourself off from your feelings and to deny your biological imperatives. Because while you can technically survive without meaningful companionship, if you do that, and if you choose to do that, I'm not talking about people who have no other option, but if you choose to be alone, what will eventually happen is that your soul will die a long time before your physical body does. Look after yourselves, take care of each other, and for now, farewell.